distribute certain shit to you, but it's still
It's
hell.
yeah.
Hell. And it's
What
only
the fuck?
it's only over there. No, it's
Where's the
there.
rain cloud?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep,
so
you got it.
people, you know, they become so dependent on this devil. It's like you hate him and love him at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But your who you truly love gonna be shown in the days to come during Jacob's trouble.
Yep.
Right? When the Heavenly Father has set His prophecy against this place, you gonna try to uphold it and stay within, you know, the confines of Esau.
Yep.
You wanna, you know, bring up, you wanna continue to, you know, to build and rebuild this place instead of, you know, waiting on the Heavenly Father, you know, through His sons to destroy you.
Yep. And that's a part of what? Them, conforming to what? The image of the beast. You know? And anybody who conforms to the image of the beast, they're gonna have what? They're part in the lake of fire as well.
That's right.
You know? So now the scriptures talk about it's high time to they awake out of sleep, come out of this place. You know, and put these ways behind you. Of course, use this world, but don't do much liberty.
Right.
Abuse yourself in this place, man. You
Yeah.
know, because the Lord has given us liberty in this place. But that liberty may either be to your demise, or you can use it towards your gain in the spiritual aspect. You know.
Well, I just want to say real quick. That's why, you know, it's so spiritual that Apostle Rama just said. Remember last week? He said, "Hey, don't be out too much."
Yeah.
It's a time for us to really be, you know, paying attention, being prudent.
Yep.
And you know me, I start catching myself. I stay home a lot now. You know what I mean? I have a good old time at my house.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because look what's going on out here. Like you just said, you got people slamming little babies, little infants and stuff on the ground and stuff. People getting shot for no reason. Well, there's a reason, but you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got to be assertive. You know, be prudent, I should say. So,
You got it. Move it back into what the brother had. You got it. Move it back to what the brother had.
This is Isaiah 66:15. It says, "For behold, Yahweh will come with fire,
Yep.
and with His chariots like a whirlwind, to render His anger with fury, and
Yep.
His rebuke with flames of fire."
You got it.
Yeah, you know, the Lord ain't playing, man. That's the whole point of the prophets been on the highway to forewarn the heathens and to bring the elect back into the fold, man.
Yeah.
So that way, in the time of destruction, there's you know, that pending judgment, the elect are redeemed, the elect are provided for, the elect are gonna uphold the name Yahweh while Yahweh shot while this place is coming down, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of us being on the highways and byways.
yeah, those are the one that's stiff for the Lord,
There you go.
man.
There you go.
Yeah, niggas don't believe in the lake of fire, man, because they've been taught, hey, yeah, we all gonna die, go to hell, this imaginary place called hell. No, nigga, you gonna get judged in the flesh, you get judged in the flesh. The reason why your cousin retarded, because he did something in the flesh, you got judged in the flesh. The reason why your auntie blind, because she was judged in the flesh. When you hit a nigga there, he's like, oh, shit,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
That's something to think
Then he
about.
kind of start thinking.
There you go.
Ain't no embarrassment, because that shit is a, niggas don't really believe in that shit. It's a folk tale.
Yep.
You know, Christianity is like made up bullshit.
Yeah.
And everybody know that.
You know?
Heaven, hell, it's made up bullshit.
Because think about it, they say everybody can make it to heaven. So what's the sense of your hell then? You know what I mean? If everybody can make it to heaven, then who's going to heaven? It's according to your thought process, you know?
The niggas get the most hell judge niggas on earth. That's how you get your ass.
Right.
So you need to tread careful. We ain't here to tell you no fake shit.
Smooth thing. King Solomon spoke about that too. He said he's seen under the sun that I forget where it's. So it says that judgment was given there. You know, a judgment is and onto the brothers given here on earth, man. You know.
Yeah,
And-
it is. Let's get it.
Yep,
Because
it come, yeah.
The place of
That's
judgment
what
is
you
not
do.
in the underworld where Hades at. You know, they show you that Hercules, you got
Yeah.
Hades fighting Zeus. That's their Greek mythology bullshit. Man. It's in Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 3, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and get it.
Con, this Ecclesiastes, I'll start at 15 because it adds on to it. It's Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. It says, that which have been is now, and that which have already been, read it again. Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, it says, that which has been is now, and that which is to be have already been.
That includes you, your being.
Yep.
The Lord just said that which has been is already been,
Yep.
which is you.
Yep.
All right? You look at the generations, bro. I was looking at the YN earlier. I was like, He had the mirror shirt on. I wonder if like, why they got a mirror that I had to remember. We did the same shit.
Nah, for sure.
We just want to wear the name brand
For sure.
t-shirt,
Yep.
Rockaway,
Yep.
Sean,
Yep.
and Nietzsche,
Yep.
you know, Ibiza, just because it was a thing for that generation.
Yep.
Then you go back to the 90s. You know, you got your Averex, your
Bubble
K-Swiss,
Pele.
just hold it, then you go back
Had
to
Averex.
Yeah.
I was hot on
Yep.
football.
Yeah, I was too when it first came out.
You look at it, it's the same spirits, just a different generation. Nothing changes. You got wild presidents doing wild shit. You had wild Caesars doing wild shit. The fucking White House posted a video on Twitter with Trump saying "Daddy's home."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
niggas like, is this real life?
Yep.
No, they said he,
sitcom.
Yeah.
you know, they
The
said
White House posted.
Yeah.
they said he really did come out to that many man.
No, he did.
I thought that was AI.
Nah, that
They
was
said
him.
he really walked
That
out
was
to
him,
that
man.
many.
Whoa, this is the president.
Yep.
This is what we. But
That's the piece.
You see how he's using strong language right on live TV?
So they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I said, damn. He's gangster with it.
That show you,
who is about?
that show you that they conditioning the people for what's to come. Eventually, you gonna see people hungry and you know, all type of executions and shit on TV. It ain't gonna be just pictures and movies no more. You
Right.
see it actually in the flesh.
Because look what they show now. Remember, well, when I was coming up, they censored so much stuff. You know what I mean? If somebody slipped up and said a curse word, they go and change the TV to the stripe color, the stripe color. If there was some type of nudity, they would pan off of it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it ain't like that, man. You go to y'all ever listen to the Pat McAfee show? Man, it's like they allow him 30 curses a show. You know what I mean? Before you could have said that, he be saying all, he be dropping F-bombs, all that. You know?
Well, the reason for that is because the age we live in is so digital.
Yeah.
You have access. I mean, you can't hide. You know, everything is readily available. If you know, kids don't even watch TV; they watch streamers.
Yeah.
Streamers, their entertainment is streamers. They get on Twitch and watch streamers on. That's why you'll see these guys that's 20-year-old got 80,000 people watching it. This nigga just doing right here, just going by this nigga, got 80,000 people watching. Go to another channel. This nigga got 15,000 people watching. That's the new television. So people are, these are kids watching this shit. They're watching somebody say an F-bomb. Highly sexualized content. You get on Twitter, you scrolling and the bitch giving a blowjob, ass out, titties out. All I'm talking about wild shit like they gagging all the time. You ain't that, you not on that algorithm, but it'll go. Now the moment you click on that shit, now you in the algorithm.
They gonna feed you.
Now you in the algorithm. So you can imagine a child that has access to social media and he clicks on that video because he's a young dude, he's horny. Now his whole algorithm is porn. It's like the brother Luckman said, it's way different from when you have to sneak and watch HBO after dark some shit.
That back button on automatic. That
Back change the channel. You have cable, but you have to make it on
They gonna win one of them, man.
You in the store,
Squiggly line.
you in the store at the magazines and shit. Man, kids ain't fucking with no fucking new magazine. Nigga, I ain't fucking with shit. I got a radio, you know what I mean? I got a fake butt in the crib.
To us, that was exciting.
You know, that
To us, that was exciting because what? It wasn't readily available, you know? And even us coming up like, on the radio, you know, even when it came to like explicit shit, you know, and they really didn't, they was even cutting out some of the explicit shit on the radio. The only curse word you probably would hear here and there was probably like damn, but when it came to the shit that you hear on the radio now, it was different, bro.
See, I remember the shit on television, you know, like I remember watching Sidney Poitier, smack
Back row,
a white boy guy.
You
Then I
try to
remember
sneak it.
Dynasty was the first time that they said bitch on television. And that was a big thing.
Right.
Remember the magazines behind the
You know, and I
counter,
saw
they
his
would have
progression.
like the middle part
I
black
actually
out.
seen it, and I'm like,
You see the one progression of the shit.
a lot of it.
Yeah, because they wanted to hide under that banner for the longest time. Of we're a Christian nation. You know, we have godlike morals. But you know, the further we get on, the more the devil's skirt being lifted, and we see that you don't have godlike morals, bro.
You wouldn't allow this shit.
Yep.
Glorilla winning on gospel awards.
Yeah, right.
What they didn't even tell you is during a lot of times in Iran and those countries, they'll turn the internet off.
Yeah.
They'll just turn it off, just turn the fuck off. You know, so people aren't influenced by Western bullshit. You know, I was watching, I was listening to another live space with Twitter, man, this, I believe she was either Syrian or Iranian, but she dressed like an American girl, and all the men that Iranian men got on her, that bitch, don't give her a fight. She dresses like
yeah, I know
fucking
exactly what you're talking
American.
about.
She
Yeah, I know
dresses
exactly
like
what you're
American.
talking about.
You know, and they basically saying, she's like, well, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Or just walk out butt naked.
Right,
just
right.
walk out butt naked. You know, but it shows you like just if they get a little glimpse of what the Western would be doing, they would do it.
Yeah.
She said, why are you trying to stop me from being free? From being just free? And where did you learn that shit from? Over here. And that goes to Revelation. The brother get there, the wine, he is he's got him drunk with that wine. You know, his spiritual fornication. That's why a lot of these other nations will totally cut off to it. Russia, they don't allow this westernized propaganda in their country. They don't want their men to feminize. Right? North Korea. If you look at North Korea, their men are totally different from South Korean men. The South Korean men are heavily influenced by Western propaganda, K-pop and all that shit, and their men looking feminine. But if you look at the North Korean men, their men are very militant because they don't allow the Western propaganda. But because South Korea has been kind of taken over by America and military and all of that, is occupied basically, they're influenced by America. So the men are feminized and the women are more boisterous.
Yep.
So you see that wine take place throughout the earth and what it causes. Where there's a McDonald's, there's corruption.
For real. That's real.
The moment a McDonald's lands in your land, the nation is fucked.
Yep. I mean, you be economized.
It's Revelation 18:3. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. It's Revelation 18:2, and it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils.
What does the word Babylon mean? Right? It goes back to being confounded. Why does it go back to being confounded? Right? When you go to the time of the Tower of Babel, the Lord tells us he confounded the languages of the people. They were in a state of confusion because they couldn't communicate with each other. So the word Babylon means confusion. Babylon brings confusion. All right? You have a whole bunch of nations here, different customs, different ideologies, different beliefs. But you have them here trying to build a so-called nation. How the hell is that? They have the beliefs of Buddha. They have the beliefs of Allah. They have the beliefs of Kemet. They have the beliefs of atheism. They have the beliefs of Egyptology. They have the belief of the Big Bang Theory and all this other bullshit. How can a society be built off of division? Okay, confused. But unwise rulers will not adhere to that. I just be rich. I'm a slave. Meanwhile, your kingdom is coming right underneath you. And the heathen people too. The scripture say, heat all people too. But that's a dumb thing to do. Because you don't work around these people for the sake of getting your shepherds, but all you hate each other. That's why they say in the workplace, when they tell you don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, right? Because it's going to cause work. The divisions are going to run, you know? But if it was just an Israelite nation, we could talk freely and voice because we all have the same beliefs. We all believe everything should be the same way, you know?
And to your point, that shows you the Lord is against all nations coming together and being under one banner, you know, because the way he confounded Babylon, the Tower of Babel, you know, it's the same thing he's going to do here now. You know, everybody trying to get under that one world system. You know, that's all this is. This new world order that they speak about. This is the new Tower of Babel. They want to set themselves up to be the heavenly Father. You know, but hey, just as how the Lord confounded in the Tower of Babel, He's going to do the same thing in this system. You know,
If I may,
No, you got it, brother.
because if I may, you know, the scriptures say that he set himself up as God,
Right.
and supposing himself to be God. And if you think he has actually created his own creation, AI. That's the mindset. The androids are the bodies. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually priding himself on his abominable creation. You know? And that's how you know it's time to get the fuck up out of here, because he's got the people next.
Yeah.
The minute you give a chip to a person and they accept it, they belong to them. You know?
He's building his own army as well.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I mean? Because don't think, when you talk about the going to heaven, of course you're going to have, his military fight, but a lot of that's going to be machinery.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, AI control weapons where they don't have to even leave their I mean, nukes is artificial intelligence. You don't have to control them. You just launch it and it's artificial intelligence. All the war, it's mainly going to be an AI war, but I see before about this later. Going to your point, how they come up with the AI shit. Dude, he's married children. He has an AI girl. And they was on the news, they were interviewing him. He asked the wife how she feel about it. They asked something like, your wife never really got upset with you and she the AI girlfriend. Like, they'll show clips of him in a room by himself, just talking to him. It's like he's talking to a real woman. It ain't like no generic, yes, he didn't know they're having a flowing conversation. It's just her body is in person. But that can easily be upgraded.
Yeah, for sure.
He can really get a body and just transmit the system into the body. And they showed another video, the guy kissing the flesh. And the AI looked like it was intrigued. It was learning it. Because AI learns. It learns and adapts.
Yeah, that won't be
Right?
mad.
When you go to Google right now, which is this, I don't know if those paying attention, but this is new. If you search something on Google, it does the AI search now. And the AI will form the answer for you. That wasn't on Google last year.
Wow.
That's new. AI just coming out of nowhere, and it learns and adapts. So when he kissed the AI, and it'll get better.
Yeah,
Start
right.
tongue kissing.
Start smirking and shit.
That's what we're going into now. Corruption.
They were even pushing that on Instagram. Now I was just scrolling and I seen now they give you the option where you can follow AI individuals and you can pretty much have a conversation with them. They give you a plethora of different AI formats you can talk to pretty women, to necromancers, all kind of shit you can go into. I'm telling you, brother.
And then they're smarter than you too.
Yep.
They're smarter than you.
That's the wrong game.
Because they compile all the cloud information and they just that's what we said a couple weeks ago. His left hand side spiritual power. That's dark energy. I can't even begin to understand how that works. But some people have to compile asking something and you can immediately just compile all information and virtue of it. That's crazy.
Which shows you that, like you add on to you, that is left hand information because in Levitical priests they had the same thing with the Urim and the Thummim. They would ask the Heavenly Father certain things and they would get the answer for you, But it was in a righteous sense, on the right hand side, asking the Heavenly Father how to dictate righteous situations. Niggas be going on these AI shit and just asking random stuff. How can I grow my rod? Shit like that. You know what I mean?
But this has been a gradual process. Go back to the 90s, when the first computers, big computers, that was AI. That was the first form of AI. Then it starts advancing. It starts advancing. It starts advancing. It starts advancing. It starts getting tighter. It starts getting smaller. It's in your phone. It's been evolving more and more. Your game systems, all that's AI. All of that, all digital technology, your smart TVs, all of that is AI. Your car systems, that's AI. That's why they have driverless cars. All of that is AI. It's all in the cloud system.
If I may bang back on what you're saying, back in the 90s, because I was deep into computers then, Intel, AMD type shit, and NVIDIA, graphics processing and stuff like that. And in the 90s, they were talking about a new type of processor that would process 1 and 0 and then flip 1s and 0s at an instant so that 1 is true and 0 is false. They were creating a new type of processor that can have an intermediary. In other words, it can have a middle. So that was something new, and that's, I forget the name of it, but that's what they're incorporating now, coupled with AI, to the point where they're actually creating their own brains. And they're actually creating their own brains with this technology embedded in it. And one more thing, I seen a video the other day, I don't know how true it is, where they've actually created their own embryo.
Yeah,
Where it's true?
Yeah.
Where they're growing their own species. So there's nothing stopping this devil from creating an AI brain, embedding it into this new species that they're creating to create a new man.
That's why the Most High has to stop it. Look, I implore brothers, because I did it. I went to Google and I put in AI, the best AI movies. Extra Tuna, you know, just a whole bunch of doomsday, because Esau puts his sadistic ideas and feelings in these movies. And when you look at those movies, you're like, fuck. You see what's happening now in these fucking movies. It's what this nigga been trying to do all over. It's like his subconsciousness is different beings, you know, so he never dies. That's his ultimate goal is immortality. That's what the whole thing is built for. The Quran AI is built for the elites to live forever. They want to be able to live for the last season of the 100. After the chip went to them taking their subconscious and moving it so they would never die. So when they got to this planet, and they were like, who's these people that never get out of the rulership seat? They were like the elite of this planet. And then they found out, wait a minute, these people keep coming back as they fucking grandchildren. Because right when they get ready, they take the fucking chip out and put it in the next fucking the young people. And they get, and it's the same, that's what they want. They want to be as, like you said, as the Most High. So the Most High is going to have to stop him before he reaches that shit.
If I may say this one last thing, if you look at the movie The Terminator, I believe the last one, it may have been the last one, where you know you had the liquid Terminator.
The Terminator.
That's Terminator 2.
Nah, the
later
later
ones,
one,
the newer ones, yeah.
where you know they had the
Sarah
nano.
Connor was older.
She wasn't even in. Well, yeah, but after that,
Oh,
you know, they
there's
had
another one?
You know, like them
different
new
types.
sagas where they kind
Oh.
of, some of them was good, some of them wasn't.
Yeah, but they had.
Genesis and all those.
Yeah, right. So they had this Terminator that was strictly nanotechnology, and it was able to change its shape into a liquid form. Well, that's here now. And when you look at, I forget the name of the boy,
John Connor?
John Connors, they took his mindset and stuck it in a Terminator. In that movie. You know what I'm talking about, right?
And some of you got Genesis, the new ones that's good is Genesis, and the one that's dark.
I think it's
dark.
Genesis.
I like the one with
The
Sarah Connor
Hispanic
was
chick.
older. That's the
The
one.
Hispanic chick, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the one with Sarah Connor was older.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
helped the Hispanic chick.
Right, but this was after that.
Yeah, it's a good
I like
one.
the Terminators. You know what I mean? Because it's spiritual on the road. And you know the lady who made it, that's John Connor's supposed to be your Howard Shot.
Howard Shot, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those are the doomsday movies.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
the
watch
best
the
movies.
movies, man, because that really, World War III, even they always going to it, them, especially specifically the Terminator. Because it covers AI, it covers the Third World War, it covers the corona, it covers all those things. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Very left-hand side witchcraft is for them to be able to foretell these things, tells you that they're not with the left-hand side. Because how the fuck do you put these in movies in the fucking 90s?
Apostle Paul told us, man, they coming is after the work of the Satan. You know, that's where they get their power from.
Oh, and another
Yep,
thing,
yep.
they're coming out with the newer technology for contact lenses that allows you to see different wavelengths. So now, they say that they're coming out with, within a year, that they're gonna have these contacts that allows you to see infrared, which means you can see in the fucking dark, and also thermal.
Yeah, it's more of a.
So that's crazy.
More
Don't
ship-
put
ship
it
upgrades.
don't put it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Don't put it past that. It might or it might actually fight the fucking Android bot.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
Like Terminator Bucks.
Yep, yep,
Don't
yep,
put
yep,
it past. When Yahushua come back, he might come back to fight Terminator. You don't know how far the Lord is going to. Because it's not even about how long. The shit is moving quick. Like the shit is like I was just saying about the Google shit. That shit just popped out of nowhere. The palm readers and the whole food. That shit just popped. I went to the store one day. The shit just popped. I said, I said, at first I thought it was a Quran. And she told me, no, you link your fingerprint to your profile, and it comes out. But they got the palm that just came up one day out of the blue. So it don't really have to be for another 5 years. This shit can come like that.
Avengers Ultimate last night. And that's where the truth of ultra really artificial intelligence comes. And you have to get smarter and smarter to the point where you could knock him out, you could shoot his head off, but he's already in the cloud. So that body is dropped. Ultron. That one, I was just like, yo, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Because that's what he wants to do.
Mortality.
Yeah, you're not, you could kill the body, but he's still up there, you know what I mean?
Quick point, going into the, when they came out with Avatar, you saw the sergeant that hit the knife with the bot. Well, I seen something where he was saying that them bots are real right now.
Wow.
It ain't a game because it can also, it's, you know, take the brain chip. It's a little battery. They take it out and they can put it. The robot itself can put it into whatever it wants to. You know what I'm saying? That's big enough for that component. So it can start off as a small drone or something like that. Then that brain can go to the bot and put itself in the bot.
Matter of fact, they show you this shows you it's the same. It's the same people making these movies. It's a movie on Netflix I watched. It's a doomsday movie, and it's about a chick or a robot first. The whole world is now robots, but it's after doomsday. So the world has been destroyed. You got robots running around there. But it was this one robot. He was little, but he was able to put himself in bigger shit. Form himself around. So going back to what you just said, it's all in their fucking media, television, their witchcraft. They put it in there. They telling themselves. The scripture say he should call his tongue all upon himself. He tells them he can't help us tell him what he wants to do. What he wants to do. And the crazy thing about it is it's not coming. It's here. You don't even have to be like, the Quran was here, AI is here, robots are here. It's a little robot in that fucking restaurant. Yeah. Serving you fucking food. Like, it's not coming, it's here. They just sometimes you gotta like actually step up. This shit, because I told mothers all the time, but I didn't think we would make it this far. I always thought we would. And before, I used to say, we ain't gonna be able to do no robot.
Right.
That's why you brought up, which one of y'all brought up? The most high stars? You know how crazy this thing will get. It's be like a time like you were before. You don't know how wild this shit will get out here before the new actually tell you that. It might be actually.
Yeah, on the streets.
Get the fuck down. Shit, you gotta look, you hiding from them. That's the Terminator. Robots control.
That's the crazy. That's the crazy shit, you know. You know what I'm saying? They turn off the lights, next thing you know, a fucking light flash in your fucking face, and it's one of them fucking walking dogs, and you didn't even hear coming.
They show you that in Black Mirror.
Yeah.
The robot, the undestructible robot that kept chasing her. She could not kill this thing. And the ultimate goal was to kill her. That's it.
And what was the other one? Wow, something where they had the dog, robot dog killer. What was that? Where they had the machines that were dropping out of the sky. They had the dog too.
Yeah. They put it on
Something.
District 9?
No, it was something.
Then during the C-19 event in China, when they told their ass to stand in the crib, who was telling them to stand in the crib? Robots. Get your ass in the
Come back outside.
Shit,
that was robots telling them.
iRobot. That little red shit came on. Now sit down. It's best for you. What?
Stop moving, bitch.
I told you to help you make some pancakes. What you talking about? I can't.
But yeah, they had the drones flying around, robot drones telling them to stay in the crib. Stay in your house. Stay in your house. So it's not coming, it's here. They can unveil whatever the fuck they want to unveil when they want to unveil it.
And this shit right here, a lot of people's gonna have a hard time giving these up. They're gonna have a hard time dropping.
That's second nature.
Yeah,
As soon as you wake up.
Yeah.
You ain't even see clearly. You was reaching for your phone.
Yeah.
But that's them. They don't realize it, but that's literally them.
Nah, for
They're not embodying their flesh. That's them.
That's an
They got their
extension.
profiles on there. They have their personas on there. They have their likes, their wants, and needs on there. They can't survive without it because that's them. You take that away from them, they become so crazy. They start moving. That's how he always wanted you. He wanted you on that database. That's it, bro. That's it. Especially these women. You know, they got Snapchat, they got Instagram, they got. You know, I was over the shore. She asked me to take a picture. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? fucking Snapchat.
You know?
Like, what the fuck you Snapchat for? You got Instagram, you got, what is Snapchat for? They gotta have it all. They gotta have it all.
It's good, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, you know, they be on their fucking lunch. I see these people on their fucking lunch breaks going in empty offices and shit and making TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what the fuck you doing? Oh, it's my TikTok. Alright.
That's
All
their
right,
life.
y'all.
That's their life. Us, we use it because it's very beneficial. It's called a smartphone for a reason. It's very, very beneficial. You learn so much from these things. But we know that there's going back to boundaries. You have to set boundaries for yourself, or else you'll be consumed by these things because they're very enticing. Just because porn is readily available doesn't mean you should overindulge it. Just because you can select from a menu of food, DoorDash, doesn't mean you should overindulge in DoorDash just because it's at your palm of your hand.
Exactly.
Remember, back in the day, people used to have to go to the phone bar, pick the actual food. Just because you can just pick and say, delivery. Don't overindulge in that because you become addicted to all that shit.
I just did a DoorDash. Person ordered some pens.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, yeah.
Some pens.
That's wild.
A small pack of pens. Brilliant. And they paid that extra fee, and they lived like a minute away.
Brother, I deliver a cereal. I deliver a cereal box.
A cereal
I
box.
want a cereal box.
Yeah. Now I've done Gatorade. I'm like, you wasting. Yeah, this place is a finish. But I was just thinking while y'all talking about robots. Y'all remember the first robot movie where the robot was emulating and trying to talk? Do y'all remember? Johnny Five, I'm Alive. Yeah, right? Now, short circuit. Yeah, short circuit. There we go. And he really felt like he was a human. Now, fast forward to now, look what we got. Yeah. You know, when he was leaking fluid, he acted like he bleeding and shit. Yeah, that was my shit. I ain't gonna lie.
He's sincere in that. He's sincere.
Yeah.
You really think he fucking...
95, I'm alive.
Yeah, motherfucker, what I do?
Man, we got rap like that.
Will Robinson, we need help.
Right.
Fuck you mean we need help?
But you know, it's always been on E
Brother,
mind.
get knowledge
You know?
will increase. Was that
Daniel.
Yep.
because this is where we're at. You got these kids in these game systems, their whole life, that RP shit. When they go home, it's a whole movie, GTA RP. You got the kids waiting for GTA 6. They're obsessed over GTA 6 coming out so they can begin their next life, the next stage of their life. These kids get off, go home, and go work in the gas station in the game and be talking to each other. Man, let me get them packs in the game. I got you. And they talking to what they react in life on the game. Instead of just going into life
And actually living.
they own the game. I'm a police.
Exactly.
Hey, what would these morons do if it was an EMP attack?
Oh,
They would go crazy. They probably run outside, bug out.
no games, no
Nothing.
phone,
No
no
phone.
TV, no computers, no internet.
Suicide.
What happened? Remember when Instagram got hacked? You remember them?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
girls were
yeah.
losing because they were making their money off of it. They was going crazy. So imagine straight. Go ahead, you got to put it.
No, you got it, bro.
No, I'm saying just imagine all that just shut down at one time. They ain't gonna know what to do. And then these little niggas in these women don't know how to cook, man. No more DoorDash. You don't even know how to cook now. You fuck around, throw a whole pack of hot dogs in the microwave with the plastic because you don't know no better. You
You're like, clean the
know?
chicken, bitch. And
Yeah.
you just don't want to straight.
Yeah. Stupid shit like that. Yeah.
I ain't never bitch that can cook yet. And when I say cook, I mean like,
Yeah.
they'll cook for you.
Yeah.
But that shit, bro, I had a chick, made me grits, bro.
Trash.
It was creamy. And I didn't want to say that, but she looked.
It was
She's
creamy, like creamy,
she could,
like
it was
water?
real creamy. Like it was too creamy.
Too-
No, I mean it was too salty.
I'm
It was
with you.
too salty.
Yep.
And I didn't say it, but she could tell I didn't like it. So it's nasty. It's salty as fuck. She go get the fucking cream,
And add to it.
pour the cream.
Try to dilute
Way
it.
too much cream. I said it was better salty.
Yeah, it's living so.
But they can't even cook. Simple shit, man. I can cook better grits than that.
Yeah.
A woman should not be in their 30s and don't know how to cook.
Don't know how to cook.
That's
Don't
ridiculous.
know how to cook. It's sad, bro.
That's because
These girls go out every day to eat.
They go out
Every day.
every day to
Think
the
how much
bar.
money you spending, yo.
Yep.
What the average meal gonna cost you? on the low end, $20, $30.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who can afford that, man?
And you can take that $20, $30 and go
Get
into
some
the
meal.
grocery store and
Weeks
eat
worth
for a
of
week.
meal.
If you
Yep.
know how to do it right. If you from the struggle,
Yeah, get
you know how to do it.
Some peppers,
Quarter
some
leg,
onions, some celery,
some
bag of rice.
You got seasoning in the fridge.
Onion is 89 cents.
Yep.
Depending on what
Peppers,
you want to make, get some broth.
chicken. I
Put
did
in
that
there,
the other
that's
day.
special.
Made a gravy with some chicken.
You got you a
broth.
slow cooker.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Eating out every fucking day. And think about
And
your,
it'll feed you
For the week.
Yeah.
but think about your blood levels
Calm.
and blood
Calm,
pressure.
calm,
Eating that
calm.
shit every fucking day and wondering why your mind left to right all the time. Man. All this MSG. You don't know what the fuck. First of all, we don't know. Yeah, they say organic.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck's in there.
Yeah, this shit's so funny. I was watching a video today. This this heavyset dude, he complained. He said, man, I'm fucking disgusted. The most disgusting shit happened to me. I ordered DoorDash, and I get the quesadillas from he said Chili's or Applebee's. He said the quesadillas are good. I'm supposed to get 8 quesadillas. I get my shit. There's 2 quesadillas in there, and my fries are all eaten up. I said, how about you get your big ass up and go fucking food? I'm disgusted. I'm just like he was. I get it.
Yeah.
You pay for
Yeah,
something.
he paid for
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
But you can tell he the type that just orders
All the
food,
time,
man.
man.
You can tell he that type, man.
Who the fuck bringing you that shit?
Yes,
Hey,
yeah. Every
me-
now and like I'll be if I order, I pray. I'm Lord, please. You want to let it be a restaurant that staple your shit.
Yep.
Because you got some ones that make sure your shit sealed.
Yo, me and this brother worked in the kitchen.
Calm.
I don't know about you, bro.
I've seen a lot of nasty shit.
I done seen, don't ever send your food back.
No.
All right? Don't do it. I done seen some wow. Oh, and I done seen something up there. The dude that was cleaning the fucking kitchen, mopping,
Oh, I saw that.
and then he
I
threw it in the
seen
fucking
that.
pot
Yeah.
of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, had to dust
Threw
it
the
off.
whole shit. The whole shit, and nobody know because it's a big, it looked like chili or some type of soup.
yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna know.
Oh yeah, bros get lemons at the restaurant. Don't put the lemon in the drink.
Yeah, they
They said the lemons
bacteria.
be in the back,
Yeah.
just sitting out, and niggas be grabbing it with their bare hands and putting it. So
Squeeze it.
yeah, somebody put me on it. They sound like,
They don't even keep them refrigerated half the time. You know, for the bacteria.
That's the best way to
so
keep
you
it.
put it in your water. You think you alkalining your
Yeah.
water? You make your water worse.
Wonder why you feeling sick when you get home.
That's what the best way to do it. That's how the Lord tells you. Make your your money. You know exactly what you make. You know exactly what you put in it. You know exactly what you need. You cleanse it the way it needs to be cleansed. Now every now and then, of course, you
Yeah,
gotta go out,
for sure, yeah.
get an
For sure,
ambiance, get a
for sure.
scenery.
Yep.
You know, but that's if you gonna go out, make sure you got some extra service. You can go somewhere where they actually care. Service, you know, and it's clean.
Yeah, don't be complaining about that 2 for $5 big bag.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, don't be mad because well my shit missing some tomato. You know what I mean? Fuck the thing. Fucking burger cost you 2 burgers cost you $5. You know, you got the bun, the lettuce, the onion, the tomato, and that cheese, the big ass cheese, and that patty. And that shit's only 2 for $5, so it's $2.50.
I remember back in the world, bro, I ordered a big chicken for
Yeah.
They gave me as a fish fillet, but it was on the chicken bun.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. They have different type of bun.
Because they got
You know the fillet had different buns.
Oh, I know.
What the fuck is this shit? But that's what you get for you $1 meal. That shit.
Yeah.
You see, but if I typically go out, to get something, I typically go to the same spot where they know me.
Yeah.
That way I can build it to
404.
That's small. That way, I walk in, they already know what I want.
And you're helping their business, so they can take care of you.
Yeah. If you're a regular and you pay decent, you pay your way, they tend to take care of you. But I'm telling you, brother, I was a cook for years. I was gonna be a chef. I seen somebody be like, oh, they said this isn't cooked long enough or not cooked enough. But word, put it back on the grill, no doubt. And you know how greasy them kitchen shoes is. Oh my God. Yeah. I done seen Esau going and shit, sprinkling on top of this shit. I done seen spit. Oh, I'm like, oh, y'all bugging. I done seen people, niggas, plate get nice and hot. They just put their hand in, start eating it, then cover it. Right off a plate they about to serve. Take a little bit, then shake it around so you can't see that it was picked up. I see so much shit, yo. Yeah. Pray over your food. That's,
Pray over your
and that's
food,
that.
And use your extra shekels to go somewhere nice.
Facts.
They
Oh.
ain't care.
Facts.
So you can tell when they care.
Peace.
I was about to say, all these niggas, as soon as they get their food, you can't take 10 seconds out to thank the Lord for blessing, for protect your body, yo.
You gotta pray with food you buy.
Yeah.
You know, you're not watching the food that's being shipped and stocked
Yeah.
in the process.
Yeah.
Just because it's wrapped up in a little plastic
Right.
and put in the fucking poultry. You think your shit
You
fresh?
good, yeah.
No, you didn't see the process of getting into that point.
Remember, I told brothers how I just said it a couple weeks ago how they put fresh blood over the OB. They've been showing that a lot now lately. And one of the guys went and got a lawyer because he got tired. His boss was making him do it, making him get fresh blood, and then he recorded them. He was like, all the stores are doing this. He was like, all the stores are doing this. So now they're getting a lawyer, and then soon I forget which grocery store it was.
It's more instant. It's kind of cranked up a little bit.
But we sweating.
Yeah, fact. But that's all a part of what? The knowledge being increased. And having things readily accessible to a point where you can, it's a call away, a phone call away, and they'll bring it to your crib, ain't good. You know? It detaches you from the creation of your whole body, should be out shop.
Shit, bro. I ordered DoorDash a few years ago, and you know, like in a DoorDash app, you can see where your food is going. Yeah, really. I saw this. I ordered DoorDash one time, and you know how you can go into the app and you can see the driver and where they're going and shit. I see this motherfucker pull up on the side of the road.
Making detours and shit.
The driver was in a cul-de-sac, and I'm looking at this shit like,
What you doing?
yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? That's out of the cheese factory too. So
Oh yeah, he probably.
she was like half an hour to get my food. That cost that thing for a fucking half an hour.
Oh no.
And when she brought me my food, I just threw the shit away and I reported it to DoorDash. But that was a few years
I
ago.
almost reported a nigga off his picture before he could get off from the
Hell no,
Bullshit,
I get a different
like,
driver.
Pool rain,
Oh man.
tank top, hell was good. I was like, this nigga in the pen. Hell no, I ain't in this shit. Report. Real, man. Report, man.
Yeah.
But you gotta be selfish, man, like that, man. You gotta do a job like that just to do some shit.
Because remember when DoorDash first started, they didn't have all that tape and stickers.
Right.
You
Niggas
got
just
mail
got right in the
over
bag
time.
and send it to you.
And for that reason, because people were doing crazy shit to people's food. People get sick, all type of shit, that stuff in the food. You know?
Yeah, they got strict. They got strict.
All the complaints, man. That's it. Go ahead, brothers, get some more
To
pussy.
get that damn.
Finish this up.
It's Revelation 18:2, it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul
Why
spirit.
has it become the habitation of the devil? Because these people's bodies are inhabited by evil spirits. So once the flesh goes away, the spirit doesn't die. So you're gonna have like the scriptures talk about how this land is gonna be occupied by vultures, like different reptilian creatures. But you also gonna have those faggot spirits. Those shit's gonna be left right here. All right.